Hello friends, today in this live stream we will be building a Node.js Express application where we will be scraping the currency rate. We will be converting USD to Indian rupees kind of a application, currency converter kind of a application. So basically if you just write here one United States dollar to 1 rupees, so basically this rate comes in. So we will try to scrape this rate here, which is written here. You can see that 76.33. So we will try to scrape this value inside our Node.js application. We will simply copy paste the XPath value of this inside our Selenium application, and we will try to replicate this value inside the currency converter. So we will not be using any sort of API. This will be complete web scraping project where we will be converting the USD to Indian rupees and vice versa. We can also convert, let's suppose 10,000 INR to USD. So this value is also there. So we can simply copy paste this value. Inspect element. Again, we will copy paste the XPath value of it. So this is the way. So we will try to build this application from scratch. So I have given the link in the video description. This is a Python script which is used for making this. I will give this link in the video description to scrape this currency rate. So let's start building this application. So we will now go to the projects directory. And here I will make a new directory which will be make directory which will be currency converter kind of application. Let me make it as currency converter project. I will cd into this and then I will open this inside Visual Studio Code text editor. So now we will see that we will open this app.py file. First of all, we will write the Python script. So you should have Selenium installed here. So we will simply say pip install Selenium. So you need to install this library first of all before making this application. So I have already installed it. So after this, what we need to do is that you need to, from Selenium, you need to import the WebDriver dependency. After that, you also need to import the time dependency, and also you need to import the system module. So these two modules are built-in modules of Python. You need not have to install it. And also one other module you need to import it for Selenium. This is the keys module. So just import it at the very top. And now we will just write this name function. So we will define a function which will actually scrape it for us. So we will simply say scrape currency. So here basically we will pass the value. So we need to define this. So we will simply say scrape currency. So this value will be coming here, and now we need to define this function. So first of all, inside the if condition, we will check here. So basically inside the command line, if I call the script python app.py, and if I pass here, let's suppose I need to know the rate of $5. So I will just write here 5 USD. So like this, I will say that. So I will pass the first argument as the number of how much I need to convert, and then I will pass the currency rate. So here I will pass the value. So system, this will be system.argv, the first argument, comma the second argument, which is system.argv, the second argument, like this. So now we will get the value passed and the currency. So basically here inside this if condition, we will check if currency is equal to USD. So in that case, we need to convert USD to Indian rupees. So in that scenario, we need to execute. First of all, we will get the value. We need to go to the URL, but before that, we need to initialize driver. So we will simply say driver is equal to, here we will simply say web driver. I think we need to use web driver dot. If you are using Firefox, you will simply say Firefox. I'm using the Chrome browser, so I will simply say Chrome. That's it. After that, you can go to any link. So driver.get. So in this case, we need to go to google.com. So we will say https google.com because we are scraping the live currency rate from google.com. So basically, this is the currency rate we are scraping it. So first of all, after going to google.com, and now we need to write it in the Google search box. So for that, we need to first of all get the XPath of the input field of Google. So if you go to Google, you will find the search box. Right click, inspect element, go to this element, and you need to copy the XPath. So here we will say that input. So here we will say driver.find element by XPath. So here we will pass the XPath in a single quotes. After that, we will say input dot send keys. So we will write into this input field programmatically. So here we will just write here. So if you just write here, want to know the currency, so we will simply say 1 USD to INR. So if you just write like this, so we also need to write like this. So simply we will simply write like this 1 USD to INR. So this will give me the value. So after that, after you write like this, you need to also press enter, I think. So if you check the blog post, I have given this. After that, you need to concatenate. You also need to press the enter key. So you will just write plus and then you will just write keys dot enter. So basically when you write here 1 USD to INR, if you just go to Google, so you perform this operation in the keyboard 1 USD to INR, then you press enter. So in order to press enter in Selenium, there is a constant out there which is keys dot enter. So now we have done this programmatically. So basically now if I launch this application, if I type this 5 USD, so it is there, it is saying that Chrome driver executable needs to be present in path. So for this guys, you need to install your Chrome driver. So we will simply say, first of all, we will say what is my browser. So it will give you the version number of your browser. So I am using Chrome 99. So then we will say that download Chrome driver. So then it will, you need to download your Chrome driver like this inside this website. So I will download Chrome 99 and then I will download this file Windows 32, this because I'm using Windows system. So now you can open this file. This is a zip file. So this will contain the exe file which you need to move to your project directory. You will see that this is the exe file. So I will simply move this file inside my directory, which is called as, which is there inside projects directory, and it is called as currency converter project. It is called as currency converter project. So I will simply copy this file right here. So this is present now, chrome driver.exe. Now we can pass this binary, the path of it, chrome driver.exe. So now if I go to it, you will see that it will open automatically the browser window. It will go to google.com. It will type 1 USD to INR. So after doing this, what we need to do is that we need to extract the value, the XPath. So basically, if you just write on Google, so just write here 1 USD to INR. So we need to scrape this value. So simply inspect element and then you need to copy the X path of this. So simply we will copy this. So this will be the rate, and this will be equal to driver dot find element by X path, and then we will pass the X path of this. So we need to get the text from this, so we can simply say dot text. So this will give me the rate 76.32. Now we can simply print out this rate here just for the sake if it is working. So now if I run this, so it will python app.5 USD. So now once again it will open this, and now it will print out this rate here. You can see 76.33. So now we can calculate this properly by multiplying it to the value provided. So calculating the result. So we can say we can declare a result variable, and here we can convert the whole result to integer, and here we can first of all convert it to float, the rate value, and then we can multiply this with, again convert the input variable which is stored inside val here value. That's it. So now this is the result that we have. Now we can print it inside this manner, that if you go to the video description, I have printed out, if you see here, in a nicely manner. So I can paste this line here, which is, so val USD equals this much of, so I will pass result here, this much of Indian rupees. So you can see that if I now type this, run this now, always love Selenium. So I also love Selenium because it can scrape anything from Google. It can download images. It can scrape currency rate. It can scrape Wikipedia data, all that stuff without using to use API. So now if you pass here Python app.py 5 USD, so we are passing $5 here in order to convert this. So now if you can see 5 USD equals 381 Indian rupees. You can also cross verify also if you just convert this. Let's suppose I provide 5 here, so you can see 381. So this exactly matches this 381. So it is rounding off by using float. This time let me provide 100 USD. So in the script here, so once again it will repeat the same task, and now it will tell you 7,631 Indian rupees. So if I just see here, 7,631. So in this way, guys, we are scraping it without using to use any sort of API. Now we will do the reverse process. We will provide the rupees, and then we need to convert this to dollars. So this is very easy. Here we can define a else block. So basically, if you don't provide any sort of value in the currency where, so we can write a else block, else colon, and we will repeat the same process. Let me copy this value, copy this block of code. We need to repeat the same steps once again. Copy this. So inside this else, I will paste it. So this time what we need to do is that we need to change this multiplication. We don't need to multiply. Instead, we will say that we will also need to get the value which is 76.33. Instead, we will divide it. So we will simply say we will divide this time. So we will divide this by the rate which is there, which is rate, to get the number of dollars. So this will be Indian rupees. I think the spelling is rupees. Yes, Indian rupees equals this much of USD dollars. So that's it. This is the script, guys. So let me now launch it. You will see we have written the script for both the conditions. So if you pass a USD value, then it will print this condition, which is if condition. If no value is passed, then we will be assuming that this is for the rupees, and then we will convert this to USD dollars. So let me now test this script here. So we will simply call python app.py. So I will pass this value 7,000. So this is, it is saying that we need to pass some kind of value. So here we will pass 7,000 INR. So you will see 7,000 INR we are passing, and now you can see 7,000 Indian rupees equals 91 US dollars. So let me cross check now. If I pass here 7,000, so this exactly equal $91. You will see it is just rounding off. You will see that once again if I pass 14,000 INR. So once again it will launch this. It is equal to 183 US dollars. So you can verify 183. You can see that. So in this way, guys, you can make a currency converter using Selenium web scraping library. Do you always use XPath directly from inspect? Because sometimes it can give you error, but most of the time XPath is the way to go for Selenium because every element has a unique XPath. So many a times normal websites will not give you error if you copy the XPath. So I have made videos. In each and every video I targeted the XPath. So this is a very easy way to web scrape any kind of info. So each and every time it will work. So now we can turn this application to a express application. We can call this inside the browser. So this will make it as a practical application. So npm init -y. So this will create the package.json file. Now we can install express and EJS. So after this, we can create index.ejs index.js file, and we can start the Express server. So we can set the view engine, which is EJS in this case. We can say app.get. So here we need to show the file to the user, which is index.ejs file. So don't need to write extension. So we will simply start the server on port 5000. After this, just make a views folder, and inside this you need to make index.ejs file, and here you need to simply say USD to INR converter, and simply what we will do here is that we will simply have a simple form. Action will go to get info, and the method will be post, and here we will be having input type of number, and default value will be equal to 5, and the name value will be equal to number, and this should be required. So label will be simply enter number, and after that we will have a select list. So inside this we will have various options. First will be USD, which will be selected by default. The second option will be for INR. So we can give it a name attribute to the select list, which will be for currency. So we can give a name at a label to it of select your currency like this. So if you launch this application, simply nodemon index.js. So if I open here localhost 5000, so now you will provide a number and select your currency. You will see that I think we need to, here we need to provide the option which is USD and INR. So just make it, and now you will see. So after this, we also need a simple button to submit the form, get value. So it is get info is not defined, so we need to make that post request. So we will simply say app.post get info. So right here we will include the execute module from the child process in order to execute commands. So we will execute this Python script right here, Python app.py, and then we will pass the value. In order to get the form value, we need to include body parser. So this is required whenever you are working with forms. So after including this, simply we can say that request.body.number, and then we can also provide the currency which will be coming request.body.currency. So after executing this, we will have this error, standard output, standard error. So here we can console standard output just to see the result of the Python script. So now we can launch this. So this is our home page. Let me launch this application. So here we are calling the Python script. Let me pass here USD, click get value. So now this will launch this browser window automatically. So it is automatically doing this process, and in the command it will print out the result, which is 5 USD equals 381 rupees. So we can simply print this inside the our template. So we can simply read under the template, and simply we can pass this result to standard output. So whenever we load the page, this result will be empty. So here, whenever after the form, we can print out this value in a H1 heading. So we can just write here result. That's it. So basically we need to wrap this inside a if condition. So basically if it is existing, then only we will print it. So now if I execute it, 5 USD equals 381 Indian rupees. So now you can see that if I change this value, let me write here 7,000, and I change this to INR, click get value, and now once again this will open this window. After that it will say 7,000 Indian rupees equals 91 US dollars. I can change this to 1000 USD, click get value. So we are not using any sort of API calls for this. So this is completely free. You will see that 100,000 equals 76,310 rupees. So in this way, guys, you can make this awesome little application using web scraping, which is USD to INR converter and vice versa. All the source code regarding this application will be there inside video description. If you want to get the source code, go to the video description link. I have given this Python script in the video description. Let me give that link right here in the video stream. So you will find this link in the video description. So I have given this link here. You will see that. So just go to this link and download all the source code. And I will be seeing you in the next stream.